Hello everybody, this will be a very introduction to reading footprint charts and just kind of interpreting what's going on in ExoCharts when kind of looking at these. If you guys learned something new from this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Plus, I'll leave this video in a playlist of ExoChart videos, and I'll continue to make a series of ExoCharts, so feel free to watch the rest of those videos in there. Anyways, what I'm going to be looking at is the screen up here mainly, and we're going to be kind of looking at the different types of volume associated with each candle. I'd like to think of footprints as looking at the volume or the number of buys and sells within a specific candle. And so really what I'm doing here is if we go up to the top of the toolbar up here, you can see the cluster and then the text. And so I'm going to zoom in on a candle, and right now what I have on is a volume profile. So it's the amount of volume transacted at each specific price of Bitcoin. And again, what I have on right now is 50 tick. This is generally what I kind of use, 50 tick. Each tick represents 50 cents of price. And so you can do the math. 50 ticks means each little increment on the footprint chart right here is $25. So if I increase this, again, it'll just increase the increment and make the amount of volume looked at more broad. So as a general rule of thumb though, for beginners, just stick with 50 tick and stick with the 15-minute time frame. So now that we got that out of the way, again, I'm on volume profile. So I'm just looking at the amount of buys and sells associated with the range of the price within that candle. So really, I'm just going in depth and looking at each candle, the amount of what happened within that candle that made it a bearish candle. As you can see here, you can see the candle on this side. You can, again, switch between what kind of candle you like, going to the candle box right here, right next to the text option. So you can do a colored candle and one with wicks, a mono box candle. Will just show you the body of the candle. Mono candle, where it just shows you no color to it, but it'll just give you the outline to it. Flat candle, again, just your normal candlestick filled in. Open, high, low, close. So this is, again, just this typical candle. This is what I like to keep on. Open, close, so it's just showing you the body of the candle. High, low, it's showing you the whole wick, but it's making it thick, the whole body. So it's not really showing you the open and close of the candle, really. Just showing you the highest point and the lowest point. And then embed, not really sure what this is, but I don't want to really use it. But again, as a rule of thumb, I like to use the open, high, low, close, or OHLC. So now that we've gotten the candle types out of the way, we can go down to the cluster and go to delta profile. Delta profile based on volume is, again, the difference between the buys and the sells. Typically, when things are blue or green, it means more buyers are buying at that specific price level or tick level. And then when things are purple or red, I guess, for a normal candlestick, that is typically when sellers are dominating that specific region. So you can see up here, there was a bunch of buyers based on the bar statistics here. And then down here, there was more sellers. So typically this was a bearish candle. If you go to bid-ask profile, again, based on volume, it will show you the amount of buyers, the buyers on the left right here. And then on the right, sorry, And then on the left right here will be the amount of sellers. Again, these are only market orders. Selling or limit orders are typically you can look at in heat maps. Heat maps is completely different, but footprint charts, we're just sticking to market orders. That's what it's looking at. So again, bid-ask profile is just separating out the amount of buyers and sellers and splitting them apart like so. So again, on the right is buyers, on the left is sellers. We'll go down to volume cluster. Volume cluster is just giving the volume total and just giving you a specific shade depending on how much volume was transacted within that candle. So as you can see, the more volume right here, that 4.8 million volume, if you guys can see that well, 4.8 volume, it typically makes the portion of that candle darker. And then, of course, the less volume there was transacted within the specific price range, the lighter the shade of the candle portion it will be. Again, just in general, the red you see on my charts right here, this red line, is the point of control of that whole volume traded within that specific candle. So again, it's just a volume range analyzing the most amount of volume traded. So that is just a good rule to have. Delta cluster is just a change in volume. It is showing you the amount of buyers towards sellers. So typically there was more buyers up here. It will shade it in a bluish region. And then when we had more sellers, you can see it kind of turn more purple and gets more darker purple as we go. And then neutral, it will just make it more kind of white in a way. Delta ladder is just separating out again the buyers from the sellers. And so again, buyers up here, it's showing you the amount of buying volume here. And then on the left right here is the sellers. Again, we're looking at market data. So again, the sellers are on the left right here. And then we have our point of control, which will just be a general range of where price, how much volume was traded within that candle. So again, I'm just going to keep it on Delta cluster. So again, just the difference of buyers and sellers at that specific price range. So it just shows you the domination of buyers and sellers at that specific time range. So now I'm going to go down to text and just kind of go over that. So now when we go down to delta and opposed to volume, again, we're still looking at volume, but now we're just looking at the general amount of buyers and sellers and who dominated within that price region. And so typically when you have positive delta, it means more buyers than sellers at that time zone. Then when you have negative delta, is typically there are more sellers or people shorting compared to people longing or buying in that. Next up is bid ask, and this is just separating out the shorts and longs. So again, on the left right here, we have the total volume of shorts. And then on the left right here, we have the total volume of longs or buys right here. And so really bid ask is just a fancy name of sellers to buyers. Next thing is imbalances. And imbalances is really just a continuation from the bid ask. But what it is doing is it is showing you the domination region from the buyers and sellers. And so typically when you get a specific more buyers, in this case, it will highlight it bold. And this will kind of show you that there are a bunch of buyers in this specific price point. And then you can see down here, there is what I like to call stacked sellers, stacked imbalances per se. And this means like a whole bunch of people are market shorting and typically shorting the market. This can be useful to keep in mind of when identifying trap traders. I will go over it in a separate video, but just a cool thing to look out for, and this is very useful to look out for identifying those trap traders. And you can import this template if you go to the Discord under XOChart levels, and it is order flow. Just copy this long code into the TPL thing. And again, it's just order flow. Feel free to copy it or whatnot. Jason Casper did give it to me, so big shout out to him. Thank you for letting me use this template. And again, this will be the end of the Footprint intro series. Feel free to go back and go over really what I went through. There was a lot, so my apologies there. But again, this is what I like to use, just the delta cluster imbalance and then open high low candle. And that's pretty much it. See you guys in the next video. Bye.